Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com, is brought to you by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by RockAuto.com, all the parts your car will ever need.
Welcome back to Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. Well, it's time for the Master Technician Tech Tip, and this time it's all about torque specifications. It's more important now more than ever. Why is that? Well, you got dissimilar metals in these engines, you got different expansion rates, the gaskets are getting tighter, and the torque specifications are getting more accurate. So what do you want to do? Well, you want to grab a torque wrench, and RockAuto.com has a whole line of torque wrenches, all the way from a 1/4-inch drive to a 3/8 drive to a 1/2-inch drive. What do you want to do? Well, if you got a little 10mm bolt, you definitely don't want to put a 1/2-inch torque wrench on it because it's too small. You want to use the little one. So according to the torque specification is really going to dictate what torque wrench you use. We're going to do it on head bolts, and really there's a sequence to it and a specification. Look at this graphic right here. You can see the actual sequence. It goes 1, 2, 3 in order, working your way from the middle out, and then you're working the bottom bolts. That's very important to get that even distribution of torque. Even more important, you have the specifications. And if you look right there, you can see it's 22 foot-pounds. That's not a lot, I know what you're saying, but then they want an additional. So you put the 22 on it, then you put an additional 90 degrees, you come around again with another 70 degrees, which puts it to its final torque. Super, super accurate. And I can show you how to do it right here. We'll go ahead and we'll use the 1/2-inch torque wrench, and I'll come down here to this center bolt just for demonstration purposes. I got this thing set up at the first torque, so we'll come down here and we'll get a little click in it right there. That's good. So we know we're at that point. So it clicked and we're safe with the first torque. Now the key is this torque angle gauge. This is pretty neat. So this torque angle gauge, I'm going to set it up right here on the bolt for you and show you how to use it. So we'll put it on the bolt. And then what's going on here, this is actually moving. So we want to fix that base so we can get a fixed reference point right there. Now we're fixed, and then I'm going to take this and set it on 0. Why did I do that? Because now everything's fixed. So when I turn the bolt, this gauge is going to move with it. So what's happening is, I'm going to try to get this down here out of your way so you guys can see it at home. Go right here, over on this side. I'm going to pull across the motor. Now watch this gauge. As I pull across the motor, that gauge is moving. So I just go on to whatever the specification is, go around, do all the bolts. You can see it moving, and that's giving me a perfect, accurate torque specification every time. That's critical. Make sure you use the right torque specifications and use the right torque sequence. Well, you can't torque a part unless you have the right part. And Rock Auto's got us covered finding all the right parts.
Well, thanks, John. Tom at RockAuto.com. You can help us find the right tools and also the right parts. How do you do that?
Well, with parts, we try to always offer a lot of choices of brands and have a big selection so you can pick the best part for your particular needs. And for parts like brakes, where we just have tons of choices, we break down the part into other categories. So like we have daily drivers, so if you just want to get the original equipment level performance brakes, you choose daily driver. We have coated brake rotors. If you're in a salty environment, you don't want to have your brake rotors rust or look bad through your wheels. If you want to do a lot of high-speed driving, you may want performance brakes. If you're towing, you may want heavy-duty brakes. So we give all these different subcategories so you can get the best parts for your particular needs.
And you don't have to go anywhere else for all your research. You can do it all up there at RockAuto.com. You also only need to make one trip to your virtual auto store because Rock Auto sells all kinds of assemblies and kits as well.
Yeah, brakes is another good example of kits where if you get the rotor and the pads all together and all the parts you need, then there's less chance of surprises, less chance of dust and noise and that sort of thing.
And you also have some other tools to help folks look for parts on RockAuto.com.
Yeah, one neat thing we have are these little heart icons that show which parts customers with the same vehicle purchased most often and returned least often. So it can be another, if you're kind of flipping a coin between a couple parts, it's like, hey, these are popular parts for people with the exact same vehicle.
Well, RockAuto.com makes it easy. They also give you reliably low prices. Check them out at RockAuto.com.
Wow, look at that. Almost nothing, just a couple of imperfections there, dial indicator lift that could be, but boy, what a big difference, Dave.
Holy moly, I'd call that success.
I call it 2-0.
2-0, baby.
Absolutely. It was a pretty simple job. I mean, you made it look easy, that's for sure.
Well, I appreciate the coaching, first of all. I got some tips and tricks that kept us from letting those spider gears fall out of there, and a few things to make the job easier.
Yeah, and we're getting pretty good with the garage ed. We had tire service, that was dial indicator, lateral run out, radial run out, tire straight, rotor straight, hub straight. We're rolling smooth, baby.
And we also talked about torquing properly. That could lead to problems with all the aforementioned there and a whole lot of problems all around the car. Make sure you check your service manual to make sure you're getting all the proper torque specs on everything you do on the car.
Absolutely. Well, we're out of time for today, folks. We had a great day. I hope you did, that's for sure. Make sure you join us next time for more Tech Garage presented by RockAuto.com.
Production assistance for Tech Garage is provided by Chipola College, located in Marianna, Florida. Founded in 1947, Chipola was ranked recently as one of the top 3 community colleges in the United States.